Hey, welcome back to another episode of the She's Making an Impact podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Ngom. Today, let's talk criticism. I love this topic because I think this is an area that I've grown a lot in over the past decade or more. And I think this is a huge area and opportunity for you to grow because I know how much it's changed just how I respond to criticism. And yeah, it's really important. So let's talk criticism. Let's talk about just different forms of criticism, how we can respond, react, what we should actually listen to, what might be like a negative Nancy, negative Nelly. Uh, okay, so I like when I think about criticism, I think about Brennan Burchard. Actually, there's a few things. Brennan Burchard, he did a speech. Where was I? Was that I might have been at like Beachbody Leadership training, something like that. I think that's where it was. Um, and I remember he came out, he spoke on stage, and then the thing that he said, he goes, every time after I'm done with the speech, I always ask people that were like backstage or wherever that were kind of like watching, how could I do better? What could I have done better? And so he's always asking for feedback after each and every speech, which is why now when he delivers a speech, it's like, whoa, he's awesome, right? It's not because he was perfect when he started, it's because he did a speech and then every time he would say, how could I get better? How could I get better? And when we think about criticism, I want you to think about in terms of how can I get feedback from more and more people so I could make this even better? Okay. And so feedback is neutral. You might be thinking of terms of like positive feedback, negative feedback, or like criticism or whatever, like negative criticism. Just think of it all as neutral. Okay. And when you have that, just like if you stop taking it personally, then you'll be able to handle it a lot better and you'll be able to grow so much better because of that. Okay, so just feedback is neutral, it's nothing personal. Just because someone doesn't like my program doesn't mean that I'm a terrible person, doesn't mean that they hate you. Okay, so I want you just to be asking yourself in terms of feedback, one, how could you get more feedback? So like some of the things that we've done is we've implemented surveys within our program. So like within Activate, we have at least every quarter after their coaching call, we have little surveys that we have built in of like, how was your coaching call? How could we do better? After events, we have post-event surveys. This has been awesome to get this feedback from people as I'm looking at all the post-event surveys of what did they love about the event, what did they want more of, what did they want less of, how could we, and it was just like these little tweaks. I'm like, oh, it wasn't long enough. Like the overall the feedback was they wanted 3 days instead of 2 days. I'm like, okay, how could like, and so I'm just looking at all this feedback of how could we make it better, right? um, we implemented, like post pin with purpose. After they go through pin with purpose, we have a survey in there asking them about their experience, like feedback of the program. And this is all designed to make you better. And so when you just have that frame of mind around it of like, just how can I be better? How can I make this better? It's not that they're, who's calling me? Don't they know I'm busy? So it's not that you're a horrible person if you're getting negative feedback, negative criticism. It's neutral and it's all just meant to be seen as a growing opportunity. So when you have that in your mind, then it's so much easier for you to accept feedback and also give feedback. And so this is something that I've grown in a lot of because gosh, I specifically remember I did a training where we had to like give feedback to people and some of it was like negative stuff and I completely like froze and I could not give people negative feedback. And it was such a growing moment for me of, being in a leadership role and dealing with people that are on my team. I'm going to have to give negative feedback. And so that was such a great area for me to grow, being able just to be able to get that feedback from people, but also being able to give it to certain people, maybe on our team or to students of this is an area where you have the opportunity to grow. So helping other people see their blind spots and knowing this is where you can grow. And so, whenever you're getting feedback, and I'm using the term feedback instead of criticism, whenever you're getting feedback, always ask yourself, what can I learn here? What can I learn here? And then ask yourself, are they right? Is this a growth opportunity? Like, because you're going to get feedback from people, example, like a troll on your Facebook ad that you're like, that's not right. Or maybe they're like, you're ugly, or like, like you're gonna get stuff like that, or like, what the F is wrong with you? I hate this program. Yet you're gonna get stuff like that. I was actually just talking to someone on our team, and I told her, I'm like, you need to have a Google Voice number set up, because if you're using your regular phone number, you've had a great experience, calling people, but it's a numbers game before you hit someone who maybe is crazy and they're going to end up stalking you and they have your phone number. Like, you need to, it's just a matter of time before you're gonna, like, as your business grows, as you are able to impact more and more people, it's only a matter of time before you're gonna have someone who says, I don't like you, I don't like what you're doing. And it could be, a troll. It could just be someone who maybe they're dealing with something really hard in their life and they're taking it out on you, right? Shannon Alder said, often those that criticize others reveal what he himself lacks. And so a lot of times the criticism, especially online with how much the let's be real, like they can hide behind a keyboard, right? And so a lot of times it has nothing to do with you. It just, they're dealing with something internally. So you got to be able to ask yourself, are they right? Are they dealing with something? How could I show this person love and compassion, and or block and delete? Okay. Zig Ziglar said, don't be distracted by criticism. Remember, the only taste of success some people have is when they take a bite out of you. I love that one. And just remember, as you grow your business, not everyone is going to like you. Let me repeat it. Not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. You're going to have, like, this is what's so important. I was just coaching a client on this, of being like, just be yourself, show up as yourself. Like, she's like, how should I dress? How should I show up? Be yourself and have fun. That's when you're going to start to attract the people who really love you and want to work with you, right? When you are yourself, when you're authentic and you put yourself out there, you're going to get people that are like, ooh, I don't like her. That's fine. That's what you want. That's a good sign. You're going to have people that love you and then people that are like, nope, goodbye. So that's okay. You have to just learn to accept that. Norman Vincent Peale said, the trouble with most of us is that we'd rather be ruined by praise than saved by criticism. So, criticism, that feedback, this is something that has the opportunity to actually save us and make us so much better. And so, I want you to think about, where do you want to be in your business? How do you want to grow? It's impossible to get to higher and higher levels if you're not able to take feedback and then give feedback as well. Okay. Deep breath. Just know, like, this was a big area of growth for me, and it can be for you. And so it's just a matter of looking at it. Are they right? How can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Remembering that feedback is neutral. And, to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. So if you don't want to experience any form of criticism, just hide in your bed and don't say anything, and you'll be fine. Like, when I was really starting to get more criticism as our business grew, and it wasn't a lot, it was, just like here and there, it's gonna happen. Just so you know, it's gonna happen. I think the first time I got like a negative comment or something, I felt it in my soul. I was like, "Oh my gosh." And then what I actually did is I thought about who has really impacted my life. And I thought of Tony Robbins. And so I actually went to Tony Robbins book reviews on Amazon, and I actually read some of the positive book reviews, and then I read some of the negative book reviews. I'm thinking of, "Oh my gosh, this man has impacted my life so much." And yet he has all these haters that are criticizing him, that don't like what he's up to. So just know that as you start to grow your impact, your influence, it's just only a matter of time before you have someone that doesn't like you or doesn't like what you have to say. And it's just a matter of, okay, this is, it's fine. I'm growing here. Are they right? Is it a growth opportunity? How could I maybe switch? Like, just, could you change a little bit about the program, like based off of their feedback or whatever it is? So, how could you grow from it? And don't let it get to you, because you are not your business, you are not your results. And you have an opportunity to grow. So I would love to hear from you. Is this an area that you have maybe struggled with in the past? Is this something that you're growing through currently? Comment below, tag me on Instagram at She's Making an Impact, and don't forget to share this with a friend, and we'll talk soon. Bye.